Hello, art friends. My name is Fleshwad, and today is my birthday. I'm now officially 23 years old and also a mom, so where did the time go? Anyways, today I have 4 birthday-themed Creepypasta OCs for you. Let's get started. Remember to watch this video in the dark with the lights off and your headphones on for the best viewing experience. Submitted by Danny Boy. Hey, my name's Ellie. This story is about my friend. I don't really like talking about her, but I decided to tell this story now that she's, dead. So my friend's name was Raven. She was, different. Unique, I should say. She had black-purple hair and shockingly pale skin. When we were at school, she would usually be alone, sitting by herself, muttering. Anyways, her birthday was in a few days and she invited me. So, obviously, I accepted because I knew no one else would go, because I was her only friend. On the day of her birthday was a weekend, so I had a lot of time to get ready, but her birthday was at 6 p.m., which was weird. But I didn't really think much of it. I arrived at her house. It was pretty small and ragged, but I didn't want to judge, so I just ignored it. So I knocked on the door and her mom answered. She was all bony and thin, as if she could break any second. Kind of creepy, but I didn't really mind. The first thing I noticed in the house were faces, literal faces. They were on the walls. I think I almost puked. I just froze. Then I saw her. Raven? I said, shaking. All I could see was her hair and the light of the candles on the cake. She looked up at me and I was horrified. Hey Ellie, do you like my new look? She had one of my best friend's faces on her face. She blew out the candles and said, I wish to be your best friend, Ellie. I finally snapped out of it. There was a cup on the table next to me. I grabbed it and threw it at her mom's face and ran for the door. Raven started to scream. It was like something out of The Exorcist. But the last thing I heard her scream was, You forgot to sing happy birthday! The next day, after I phoned the police, they said they found her on the ground with a cake on her face, with a knife through it, and written in frosting on the cake was, I'll be back for your birthday, Ellie. Just wait, I'll bring your friend too. The Day the Candle Blew Out by StormXY_skies. Charlie Evans was a young and beautiful 15-year-old girl. Charlie had a warm olive complexion and had curly raven hair. She always wore a white t-shirt with blue shorts and knee-length red Converse. Her family was made of money, so every birthday she had was spectacular. Charlie hated her birthdays because instead of her hanging out with her friends, it was just a time for her family to show off their riches. This birthday, Charlie was turning 16. So this year's birthday was going to be the biggest of all. Charlie, her best friend Emma called, running right up to her. Aren't you excited for your birthday this year? She asked, naming off all of the expensive things that Charlie's parents bought for their guests. I guess, Charlie replied, trying to put on a fake smile for her best friend. Oh, bye Charlie, my mom needs me to do my chores. See you later. Charlie was absolutely disgusted. She couldn't believe that all anyone cared about was her giant party, and that no one even cared about her. Ugh! Charlie screamed in frustration. I will make them pay. Charlie was full of excitement. This year, everyone at the party was going to be focusing on her. Charlie giggled with a small smile on her face. She could not wait till tomorrow. The next day she woke up and got ready for her special day. As the time ticked by, she knew what she had to do. She found a random guest in the yard and used her charm to pull her into a small section where no one could see them. She grabbed the bat that was laying on the floor next to her and bashed the woman's head, killing her. Charlie couldn't believe that she killed someone. She was going to show everyone. They were going to notice that she existed. She pulled the young woman by her feet and pulled her to where her parents were at the party. "Look, Mommy! Look, Father! Look at what I've done for you!" Charlie giggled in a small childlike way. Her parents looked at her in horror. "Mother? Father? Why are your faces scrunched up like that? What have you done?" Charlie's mother spoke in a quiet manner. "I did it for you," she exclaimed, "so you would finally notice that I existed." "You're a freak, Charlie," Charlie's father yelled. "Lily, call the mental hospital. She needs help." Her father cried in fear and anger. No, Charlie replied in a dark and quiet manner. She used the bat and hit her father, killing him. Charlie's mother looked at Charlie, horrified. "You don't think I'm a freak, right?" Charlie whispered, her crazed hazel eyes looking up at her mother. I... Charlie's mother tried but couldn't make out any words. She couldn't believe her own daughter, who she thought was so innocent and pure, could do something like this. "I'll let you live, but if you snitch, you won't make it another day," Charlie whispered as she tilted her mother's head up to look her in the eye. Charlie quickly ran off, never to be seen again. However, there were many murders of people that were connected to her parents, but no one knows if that was Charlie or not. Rotting Birthday, submitted by Kill Me. "Happy birthday, Jessica!" Jessica's mother yelled happily while smiling harder than she'd ever smiled before. It was only 5 a.m., but the whole house was decorated colorfully with all kinds of decorations. Balloons, banners, everything you could think of, really. It was Jessica's 16th birthday, so of course there had to be a huge cake saying, "Happy birthday, Jessica," on it. The cake was larger than any cake Jessica had ever seen. Jessica was a normal farm girl who lived in the middle of nowhere. All around her house were huge flower fields that Jessica liked to take walks on early in the morning. Even though it was her birthday, Jessica decided to go on a walk as always. She put on a white jacket and her dark blue jeans with her black oversized boots and left the house. Jessica was skipping around happily, letting the wind play with her red long hair. Jessica was now at the flower fields, but something seemed off. She had a feeling like she was being watched, like something was following her. However, Jessica brushed it off like it was just her imagination playing tricks on her. Jessica started feeling tired, so she decided to lay on the ground for a while. It was comfortable and the sun had just started coming up, making the skies look beautiful. This is why Jessica loves walks on the field so much. It's always so relaxing. Jessica started feeling tired, and since her party wouldn't start for another 6 hours or so, she decided to take a short nap. Jessica woke up and felt something unusual. It was like something was scratching her back. The scratching quickly turned more and more violent. It was starting to hurt. Jessica tried to get up, but some hands had grabbed her shoulders, keeping her down. The thing scratched Jessica and had now gotten through her skin, letting blood drip down from her back. It was painful. Time goes by and Jessica's mother started getting worried. She was never gone this long. Eventually, she decided to go looking for Jessica. It took her long, but she actually found Jessica. She wasn't in good condition whatsoever. Blood was surrounding her and her skin was pale as ever. Her other eye had been scooped out and rose vines had already started growing out of it. Her other eye was empty, like a void. Usually it was hazel brown, but now it had turned into a very pale brown. Jessica's eyes looked shocked, almost terrified. She had definitely been crying. Jessica's lips were ever so slightly open, revealing that her mouth was filled with blood. Jessica's mother ran as fast as she could to her house and called the cops. For years, all she could dream of was how she had to see her own daughter that day. Every year, on Jessica's birthday, she visited her daughter's grave, which had been put in the exact spot where Jessica died. Never go to a flower bed on your birthday. And never fall asleep on one. The murderer was never found. I Don't Feel 35, submitted by That's Spooky. It was my birthday today. I am turning 35. The sound hisses through the air as the candles flicker at my breath. But I do not care about my birthday. It's just a social construct to make time make sense. I'm alone today, celebrating my birthday. And as I blow out the candles, I don't feel any older, but the same as before. I don't feel 35. Not today. I felt 35 when my back hurt, grabbing the fennel out of the store. The chair squeals as I push out the chair to stand up. I still don't feel 35. I felt 35 when I had to drag out the heavy baseball bat from my yard. Tired, I stepped into the bathroom. The water flowed out of the sink, into my hands and onto my face. I breathed heavily before placing my hands down. I don't feel 35. I felt 35 when I smacked the bat across his head, plummeting down his lifeless corpse, limp. Looking at myself in the mirror, I didn't look 35 either. I got up from the bathroom and sat down at the chair. The cake, labeled 35 years old, happy birthday. It's a pity, really. I'm not 35. I felt 35 when I dragged his bloody corpse to my house and into my bedroom. I take a large knife and slowly cut into the cake, the icing dripping down as the smell of cake bursted into the room. I don't feel 35. I felt 35 when I cleaned up the sidewalk of the red paste left behind. I took a fork, slit a small piece of cake and dragged it into my mouth, my teeth bashed together, mashing down the cake to swallow. I don't feel 35. I felt 35 when I began the embalming process on him, slowly draining the blood out of his veins. I yawned tiredly. I wasn't hungry anymore. I already ate. I don't feel 35. I felt 35 when I got him ready each day. I take the cake and scoot it across the table. I don't feel 35. I felt 35 when my husband wouldn't respond to me in the morning, when he wouldn't wake up, so I had to wake him up. Do you want any cake, honey? I asked, tilting my head, but he didn't respond. He only limply dropped his hand from mine, and his mouth gaped open. I don't feel 35. I felt 35 when I pulled him into the bed with me, even though he smelled. Even though bugs would try to get him, I would help them get away from him. I don't feel 35. I felt 35 when he divorced me. But now I feel younger. Now that he's here with me, forever, I can sleep young and be young. That was all of the Creepypasta stories I had for you today. Hope you are having a great day, and if we are birthday twins, happy birthday. Or if your birthday is this month, happy late or early birthday. Stay tuned for the next Drawing Your Creepypasta sees. Thank you so much for spending a little bit of my birthday with me. Means a lot. Until the next video, bye.